So good day everyone. Before I will going to start my discussion today, let me introduce myself first. My name is Juvelin Rualas, a BEL second year student. So today I will going to discuss the crafting effective lesson plan for elementary grade. So there are 6 contents to be discussed. The introduction, understanding learners, and structuring lesson plan, engagement strategies, adaptability and differentiation, and conclusion. There is the introduction. Crafting effective lesson plan is the medium highlighted and the most crucial needs of the teachers to the diverse learners. It is a tool in which learners a teacher's guideline in lesson planning to adapt how they teach the learners in the classroom. In the realm of education, lesson planning stands as one of the most crucial components of a teacher's toolkit. It's the blueprint, the roadmap guiding educators in delivering content in the most effective manner possible. But with classroom becoming increasingly diverse, how can educators ensure that their lessons cater to every student's unique needs? So they must apply the importance of lesson planning. There are three the importance of lesson planning. First is the consistency and structure. So what is consistency and structure? A well-crafted lesson plan provides a consistent structure, ensuring that students can anticipate the flow of each lesson, which can be particularly beneficial for learners who thrive on routine. The second one is efficient use of time. Efficient use of time with a plan in hand, teachers can effectively allocate time for each activity, ensuring that all essential topics are covered. And the last one is confidence. Confidence booster for educators, especially those new to the profession, having a detailed lesson plan can boost confidence, ensuring they're prepared for each class. The next content is the understanding learners' need. Understanding your learners and their needs is an important part of the classroom teaching and planning. This professional practice involves making decisions about teaching and assessment by applying an understanding of learning characteristics, including the level of attainment, their age, interest, preferred ways of learning, group dynamics, their motivation to learn, both generally and in relation to a specific subject, their educational, social, cultural, and linguistic background. In special education needs, they may have their level of autonomy and their personal. It is example of scenario of the understanding that the learner's needs, which is cognitive development. Cognitive development means how children think, figure things out. It is the development of knowledge, skills, problem solving, and dispositions which helps children to think about and understand the world around them. Brain development is part of cognitive development. Cognitive development also helps the children think widely to become creative. It affects the performance to improve the development in thinking. Next is the key components of lesson plan. Objective. Learners should know the importance of lesson planning and teaching. Second, learners should learn the different method that taught. Third is learners should construct macro and micro in teaching. Next is materials. Materials also it allows the learners to practice their different kind of skills to adopt a meaningful meaning of context and lead them into a better someday. It is the crucial context in which children develop awareness. Last is activities. Learning activities is the important role in which it improves cognitive abilities of the children. Activities and games are much more than having fun. In fact, fun is an additional aspect to the learning one in any activity. Kids think a lot when they are involved in playing. They indulge in forming new ideas and can become more creative to get the results they want. It enhances the learning abilities by giving a boost to the thinking capabilities. Next is assessment. What is assessment? Assessment can be defined as the gathering of information in order to make informed instructional decision. and this is its key purpose in early childhood education. Assessment has several important purposes, including informing how teachers plan learning experiences, identifying areas of learning and development where children may need support or extension, to make valued learning visible, and integrating learning with curriculum and program provision. Assessment and feedback. Assessment is not just about grading, but understanding how well students have grasped the context. First one is a formative assessment. It refers to a set of methods teachers use to monitor the in-process progress of students. Formative evaluation monitors students' comprehensive review, including academic, special needs, etc. It is also an ongoing process used by teachers and students for teaching and learning to improve students' understanding of non-disciplinary learning outcomes and help students to become self-directed. For example of this is the quizzes, discussions, or project that provide immediate feedback. Next one is the summative assessment. The example of summative assessment are more traditional exams or tests that evaluate learning at the end of a unit. It also has a feedback, which is always provide constructive feedback highlighting areas of improvement. Next is engagement strategies. I choose interactive learning, which is hands-on real-life approach to education founded upon building student engagement through guided social interaction. It's designed to create a challenging but encouraging space for students to wrestle with novel concepts and develop practice skills. When the development is actively engaged and interact other, it lead them to have a better good performance as they retain information and that matter led them. Engagement strategies help these children to develop a better concepts in both their potential to learn appropriately. It also gives them to have the capability in problem solving. And is it useful to apply because it can improve the learning process that lead its better performance. Different students have different learning needs. First, staggered assessments provide assessment and varying difficulty levels, allowing students to choose based on their comfort level. Second is flexible grouping. It rotates students through different groups so they have the opportunity to work with diverse peers in different ability levels. Next is one-on-one time. Allocate time for individual students, especially those who might need extra help. Next is there are three different learning styles. First is visual learners, or to have visual cost. They prefer reading instructions to listening to them because they understand or remember them better, and they prefer looking at their book to listening to explanation. Second one is auditory learners, or learn and remember better when they listen. They prefer the teacher to give oral instructions and they remember things they have listened to more easily than things to have read. Last is kinesthetic learners, or learn by doing or by experience. To learn by doing or by experience, they prefer demonstration to written or verbal explanation. They will learn better by being actively involved in a task, by acting, drawing, or making something. There are also tips on how to cater development learners. First is allow kids to work at their own pace. So it is important to let young children build skills at their own. Why does kids allow to work at their own pace and not push to do more? Because kids are like sponges. They suck up information and readily learn more information in a shorter amount of time that any adult can manage. This does not mean that children don't have limits. Like anyone else, children need time to absorb information in order to be able to apply into real life situation. It is important to let young children to build skills at their own rate of the following. First is confidence building. Kids who are encouraged to take their time and explore a topic instead of rushing through it helps them to feel confident in what they're doing. This in turn motivates them to learn more. The second one is avoid frustration. Frustrated kids are disengaged kids. A child that feels that they are unable to learn or do something is one that likely to develop. Last is personalized learning. By having child slow down and work at their own pace, they will discover personal interests that they want to learn more about, and you will learn how your child learn best through observation. There's also catering the cultural diversity. With students from various cultural backgrounds, lessons should be inclusive. Incorporate global examples instead of sticking the local examples, use cases from around the world. Next is celebrate multicultural days. Dedicate lesson to learning about different cultures, traditions, and histories. Last is avoid stereotypes. Always ensure that the content is respectful and free from biases. Lastly, in conclusion, in the context of education, lesson planning is the crucial component on how teachers synthesize the needs of curriculum goals to have appropriate right sequence events of pedagogy. It also provides important aspects to accommodate a well-being in enhancing a better place in lesson planning in the classroom. It also encompasses a better assessment among children to adapt for being creativity and learn their own context as it necessarily in teaching and learning and the lesson planning. Last one is strategies and teaching practices. First is let students explore their passions. Per tutoring and assessment, brainstorming, student-led classes learn by doing. Learning styles are individuals' preferences to acquire the learning in the most comfortable ways. Generally, there are three major types such as cognitive, sensory, and personality. Teacher can use various strategies and modify teaching tasks to accommodate various students' learning style. And that's all. Thank you.